KMFM.
The Hit List.
So on the hit list on KMFM this evening, I'm delighted to be joined by probably I'd say the busiest man in music at the moment, Jack Garratt. Do you think that fits it?
Either the busiest man or the man who's talking the most at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Have you begun to lose your voice yet?
I don't think so. I think I'm trying to take care of it today. I'm drinking lots of water. I'm doing lots of talking today and have been doing lots of talking over the last week or so. But no, I think my voice is fine. I think it should be okay. Fingers crossed it stays.
Okay, hopefully. So the new single, Worry, massive. Heard it for the first time a couple of days ago. I'm going to play it in a bit. How did that track come about?
Thank you very much, first of all. That song has been around for quite a while. It started off as a song that me and a friend of mine wrote. We're in a studio together. We were working in just kind of a home studio environment, and we were actually trying to write a song. Because we were friends and we went into this place together, challenged to write a K-pop song that someone like Justin Timberlake would be able to sing. It was something completely crazy, something completely out there, nothing anyone would have heard before, just to kind of really try and trigger our minds to do something new. And we ended up coming up with this really strange flute pattern that then ended up turning into this cool, really anthemic sounding chorus. And it was the minute that I hit the chorus that I sat there and kind of turned to my mate and went, I want this song. We've got to finish this now, because this is something really fun. I didn't know at the time that it was going to kind of go on and become the kind of be at the foreground of everything I'm doing at the moment, and seem to be a really favourable song that lots of people enjoy. But I had a lot of fun making it at the time.
The Brits Critics Choice. When did that happen? That was a few months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a couple of months ago. That was about. I'm picking up the award soon. Actually, I haven't got it yet. But yeah, that was a little while ago, maybe about a month or two before I found out that I was longlisted on the sound poll. So yeah, but that was absolutely incredible. I still can't quite believe that's even happened. It's all a bit strange, really. It's kind of because I'm not a musician to win awards. That's not why I've done this.
It seems otherwise.
Yeah, right. But I'm a songwriter, or I'm trying to be a songwriter, and I'm trying to be a musician, and all I'm trying to do is just express myself creatively, and people seem to enjoy that. I wouldn't do it if people didn't enjoy it. I'd only do it for myself if people didn't enjoy it. But I love to make music. I really, really enjoy doing it. And so to be validated for that is a fantastic compliment, and it's unbelievable. And it genuinely is unbelievable. It hasn't sunk in. It hasn't really hit me yet as being a thing that's happened. But it's not something. But because of that, I'm not running away with it. You know, it's not like now I've won all these awards and I haven't even released an album. So now I don't have to release an album and I can just relax. Like that's not it at all.
Just quit now, retire.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take my album off all the shelves. No, exactly. It's just interesting because I haven't released an album yet, and therefore I'm being awarded for potential. I'm being awarded because I might do well next year, and I don't think that's a reason to award somebody. But I am very, very complimented that these people have considered me to be someone who instead can hold the flag on behalf of UK music, on behalf of other artists in the UK who are doing what I'm doing. Like there's so many people out there who are doing what I do, who are trying to make it into the music industry, who are challenging themselves and making great music. And I've just been given a flag to bear, and that's it. I'm standing with and beside every other person who is also doing what I do.
That's like a Braveheart speech.
KMFM.
The Hit List.
Thursday night, you're listening to Glen Scott, and I am joined this evening by winner of the Brits Critics Choice Award, as well as on pretty much every one to watch list for 2016, Jack Garratt. So with all of these accolades kind of building up at the end of last year, is that putting a lot of pressure on your shoulders?
It's putting a lot of pressure there, but it's the pressure's always been there. It's just now it has a face. Now it has a name, and and so I can see it more obviously. But I still treat it the same way. Pressure is a fantastic thing to have because it keeps me on my toes. It keeps me awake. It keeps me aware of what's happening, and it means I kind of I get to assess myself a lot. I get to look at myself a lot and try not to buckle under the pressure, but instead just try and prove myself for myself. Like, I'm not here to impress people. I'm here to make sure I can do the best that I can do. And the pressure of winning these kinds of awards and being on these lists, especially when you look at the other people on those lists and you look at the people who have been on those lists in the past and won those awards in the past and what they've gone on to do. There's definitely pressure, but I'd be silly to think that I was entitled to anything.
Yeah, well, it seems that the stuff you're releasing so far seems to be living up to the pressure. So,
Thank you
if the album sounds anything like that, then I think we're going to be okay. Because the album Phase, it's out February 19th, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It must be kind of exciting to get out in around about April time to get out and play it, because you're playing the O2 Brixton on the 15th of April, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's a bit different. Like, you play every single instrument on stage, so I'm kind of interested in knowing what instruments you don't play. So I've got a list of instruments there, and I just want to see if you can play them. Banjo, can you play the banjo?
A bit. I got one for Christmas, so I'm learning it at the moment.
Of course you can. Bongos.
Yeah. I used to play percussion as a kid.
Didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo I've always found really, really hard, but I have had a go. I can get a sound out of it, but not for a very long time.
Okay, so that'll be for the next album.
Yeah.
Xylophone.
Xylophone, it's kind of similar to the marimba, or similar to it's got a keyboard on it, and I can play that, and I can kind of put more than one beater in my hand at the same time and try and play chords and stuff. But again, not very good at it, but I'll give it a go.
The kazoo.
The kazoo, yes, that is the only one I can't play. No, I can play the kazoo.
Okay, the recorder. Did you learn the recorder at school?
I didn't actually. No, the recorder I do not know how to play. I know I can make a noise out of it, but I couldn't read the music, and I don't know what the finger is.
Okay, we found one. That's good.
Found one.
Violin.
Violin. I picked it up when I was about 6 or 7 and had a go at it, but never really. I didn't really connect with that instrument. Instruments are really interesting because they have to want you to play them in the same way you have to want to play them, and the violin was just one where that wasn't the case, so it didn't really work out.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because if you don't know the violin, and it sounds
to play. It's a really hard instrument to play.
It's one of those ones with the horrible learning curve, because as you're learning, it sounds awful.
Yeah,
regardless.
So therefore, you don't want to play it. Yeah.
Okay, and your final one, the harp.
I did play the harp when I was a kid. My mum had my mum played the harp, so we had a harp in the house when I was growing up, and I did give it a go when I was younger. Yes, but I can't play it anymore.
Okay, so from album 2, we're expecting a harp,
didgeridoo,
a recorder,
kazoos, the recorder, and the banjo.
Well, mainly just the didgeridoo.
Yeah, okay, mainly. Actually, the next album is just going to be me on a didgeridoo.
That makes it no vocals, regardless.
No songs, no nothing. It's just one continuous 2-hour-long didgeridoo attempt.
I would buy that. I'm thinking
pretty fun.
Sound of 2017 sorted as well. Cool. Thank you for speaking to me today.
No, thank you very much for having me.
And is there any chance finally you can introduce your track Worry here on KMFM, please?
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you very much for having me. My name is Jack Garratt, and this is my new single Worry.
KMFM. The Hit List.